Hello, welcome to video 5, which is all about how to express your ideas correctly. One aspect that you will hear mentioned a lot when we talk about writing assignments is that of critical engagement, which is all to do with looking at the negative as well as the positive side of an aspect, looking at the tensions. And it is important that you engage critically with any topic and try to find the weaknesses of a certain argument. It can be a theoretical weakness, it can be a weakness in terms of how that theory is actually represented in practice, etc., etc. Now this was actually the actual subheading that the person chose for this particular paragraph, and the tensions. So when you actually design the structure of a piece of work, just make sure that you have a subsection in which you actually look at the tensions, such as this one, or you alternatively try to weave it into the text. So when you describe a positive aspect of a particular topic, you can then actually look at the tensions with that aspect in other areas, for example. Now, something that it is also important is that you become, my apologies, analytical and not so much descriptive when discussing observations. And this is difficult. It's a difficult balance to get right, because you will often be asked to to refer to observations and to describe how what you have learned from those observations. But there is a balance to be had there. For example, this first paragraph, it's far too descriptive in the sense that it's actually just describing almost verbatim, just bit by bit, exactly what they observed in the lesson. But it's actually not commented upon. It's not analyzed in any way. It really is just a series of observations that are not related or placed into any context. This is a slightly more successful attempt at describing observations from an analytical point of view, and it's comparing two different lessons, which is always a good thing in terms of actually presenting observations to actually present it as a contrast of some sort. It can help to make it a bit more analytical, more critical. And however, I would say that I would have improved this observation by making reference to some literature. For example, in both lessons, the activities appeal to audio and visual learners, but just actually make mention of the theories in which on which those two terms spring from. And here in the second highlighted bit, however, the context of rolling dice and picking sweets out of bags and then replacing them did not relate too much to pupils' own lives. And then this person goes on to say that they feel it is better that the reward offered to the students actually relates to the students' interests. And there is definitely literature out there that looks into motivation and the context for that could have been quoted here. So where possible, try to relate your statements to relevant literature. Thank you very much. Thanks.